this, we continue with the other solutions of first order differential equations. We have your differential equations with coefficients linear in two variables, meaning there are two specific linear solutions or linear equations that can be found within the given standard equation of an exact differential equations. So for instance, if your mxy dx plus nxy dy is written as this, okay, or written as this format, or is in this standard form, where we can identify two linear equations. When you say two linear equations, one equation carries a linear, one part carries a linear equation which is on the first degree, x and y. So also the second one, or the function n, is also in a form of a linear equation, okay, which is also on the first degree, such that using these two linear equations, we derive a substitution process, or we will derive the required substitution, such that later on we will then resubstitute that back to your differential equation to come up with a differential equation in homogeneous form. Okay, so like so, we can transform the standard equation into a homogeneous DE by introducing a substitution considering the systems of linear equation 1 and 2. So you have your two linear equations over here. Simultaneously, we solve for the point of intersection of these two linear equations if they have a point of intersection. So just two equations, two unknown x and y variables, or x and y coordinate points. Then upon solving the values of x and y, that would serve as the values of h and k. Okay, the values of h and k that would then be substituted to this set of equation, where x is now let as equal to u plus the value of h, and we let y equal to b plus the value of k. Okay, with this equation, we then differentiate to the first degree, or the first differential, dx du and dy dv, such that at this part of our solution, we can then substitute these two forms, the differentiated and the left values, or the left equations, to your original dE. Okay, then upon substituting that, you'll have this particular line of equation, simplifications, simplifying expressions, etc., until that equation becomes a homogeneous differential equation. Now, once you have transformed the original DE into a homogeneous DE, we then proceed into solving the DE as a homogeneous solution. Okay, so another substitution na naman. Okay, so solve as a homogeneous. Then, if the lines are parallel, okay, if the lines are parallel, a constant k exists such that the equation 2 is equal now to the arbitrary constant k of a1x plus b1y. Then the dE becomes as such. Okay, we will introduce a constant k, then equal to 0 using substitution suggested by dE. We can let w as the a1x plus b1y, and then the dE becomes separable if the identified linear equations on the dE does not intersect. Okay, so basically kung wala kang ma-derive na point of intersection h and k, or if it becomes parallel, nasusundan. Okay, alam naman natin paano mag-solve. So on your calculator, ako pala, hindi tayo gagamit ng calculator, so you can solve this without calculator pa rin naman. Yun lang naman yan. Just solve for the values of intersection of these two equations, or two linear equations, and substitute, differentiate, substitute, transform to homogeneous DE, then resolve as a homogeneous DE. How do we solve as a homogeneous solution? Another substitution na naman po yun. So parang double substitution ito. Nasusundan. We try on an example para mas madali natin maintindihan. So on your example, you have x minus 4y minus 9 dx plus parenthesis 4x plus y minus 2 dy equals to 0. Okay. So as you can see over here, you have two linear equations. So two linear equations, how are you going to do with these two linear equations? So this is again forming a coefficient linear in two variables. For now, try to solve for the values of x and y. Try to solve for the values of x and y. Nakatunga talaga sila. Ayaw talaga mag-solve. Hindi nyo alam i-solve ang values of x and y of two linear equation. Huwag nyo sabihin hindi nyo alam. You have x minus 4y minus 9, then your 4x plus y minus 2. How will you solve this two linear equation? Of course, we then equate them first into 0. Okay, solving for the values of x and y. We have equation 1 and equation 2. Under equation 1, we can transform that as x equal to 4y plus 9. Then we substitute this to the second equation. So that will be 4 times 4y plus 9 plus y minus 2 equals to 0. That is 16y plus 36 plus y minus 2 equals to 0. So this will be 17y plus 34 equal to 0, or 17y equal to negative 34. Divide both sides by 17, which is simply negative 2. Tama ba? So this is when y is negative 2, therefore we can already determine the value of x. So x therefore is 4 times negative 2 plus 9, which is positive 1, negative 8 plus 9. So the values of x and y is valid. So there is a correlation between these two linear equations. Therefore, we can already assume that they will intersect. Kung wala siyang solution, obviously they are parallel. Okay? So with that said, your x is equal to positive 1 and y is equal to negative 2. Therefore, the centroid, or the point of intersection, would just be 1 and negative 2. Now with this, we can now perform your substitution let. So we let x be equal to u plus h, which is equal to u plus 1. And we let y be equal to b plus k, or b minus 2. Nasusundan. Then we differentiate. So the differential would be dx equal to du, and the differential of the second one would be dy equal to dv. Nasusundan. With this, you can now substitute this two set of equation to your original dE. We substitute x equal to u plus 1, dx equal to du, and y equal to b minus 2 with dy equal to dv. Substitute that to your original dE. Substitute. Nasusundan. Simple as that, you substitute. So x minus 4y, so that will be u plus 1 minus 4 times b minus 2 minus 9 times dx, which is now du, plus 4x plus y, or 4 times x plus 1, u plus 1, minus y, ay plus y of v minus 2, ulit ko na yan, v minus 2 minus 2 dv equals to 0. Nasusunod. Okay? With that, you can simplify now. How will you simplify? Pwede na natin itong simplify. That will be, ilan to? 1, positive 1, plus 8 minus 9. So, makakancel na yung constant. Nasusunod. So, this will be u plus 4b. Tama ba? U plus 4b of, ano ba ako? U plus 4b times du. Then, how about this one? Do the same thing. 4 minus 2 minus 2. We can cancel. So, that will be plus 4u plus v dv equals to 0. Nasusunod. Now, you have transformed the dE into a homogeneous. Can you say that this is already homogeneous? Would you agree that this is already homogeneous? Homogeneous at what degree? What degree? First degree, first degree, first degree, first degree, first degree. Nasusunod. Minus pala ito. Minus 4b. In that case, this is now homogeneous at first degree. Kung homogeneous at first degree, we proceed into the solution of a homogeneous dE. So solve as a homogeneous dE. Okay? Solve as a homogeneous dE. So we're now going to do homogeneous ulit. So how will you perform homogeneous ulit? We let ulit. No. Let this time v equal to 0. Hindi pwede maulit yung u. Okay? Ginamit na natin. So this time we introduce a new variable, z. So we let v equal to zu to perform the homogeneous solution. Next would be differentiating this. So you'll have dv, product rule, z du plus u dz. Okay? From there, again, we substitute these two to your equation from your linear solution. Substitute. Substitute ulit. But do not forget na ang original variable natin are x and y lang. No? So babalik mo ulit yan lahat mamaya. Next, substitute. So that would be, by substitution, so this will be u minus 4zu du plus 4u plus zu times z du plus u dz equals to 0. We're not yet integrating, huh? With this, we can cancel out common factor. Some common factor, that would be divide the entire thing by u. So this would be 1 minus 4z du plus, this will be 4 plus z times z du plus u dz equals to 0. Tama ba? Yes. The next is to distribute and perform separable as part of your homogeneous solution. Distribute 1 minus 4z du plus 4z du plus 4u dz plus z squared du plus zu dz equals to 0. We cancel out similar terms. 4u du, negative 4u du plus 4u du. 4u dz, wala. Wala tayong makakancel. Pero ba? 4z ko na to. 4z. 4z, negative 4z du, and positive 4z du. We cancel, cancel. Then combine like terms with similar base coefficients or base du or dz. So that would be, kung sumayin natin lahat ng du, 1 plus z squared du plus 4u dz, or pwede ko na siyang i-factor as u times 4 plus z dz equals to 0. Yes? Yes? Then by separable, we can divide the entire thing by what? U times 1 plus z squared. Tama ba? Yes? Pwede ba? Yes. So that I can cancel this from here and cancel this from here. So I'll have, so that would now be du over u plus 4 plus z over 1 plus z squared dz equals to 0. Can we now integrate? Yes. Pwede na, no? So this will be integral, then integral. What's the integral? That is ln u plus the integral of 4 dz over 1 plus z squared plus the integral of z dz over 1 plus z squared equals to 0. Can we integrate the second term? Yes, what's the integral of the second term? What's the integral of the second term? Arctan lang yan. Ln u plus, labas mo yung constant, what is 1 over a? That's simply 1. Arctan of z over 1. Plus, it's the integral of z dz over 1 plus z squared. Ln lang ba? 1 half. Integrating factor, our antiderivative of 1 half ln 1 plus z squared equals to 0. Equals to the arbitrary constant c. Okay? Next is to simplify. To simplify, pwede kong pagsamahin itong dalawang to. Yes? Pero gawin ko muna siya, tanggalin ko muna yung fraction. Multiply the entire thing by 2. So this will be ln u squared. Simplify ko na ha. Ln u squared plus 8 arctangent z plus ln 1 plus z squared equals to c. Okay? Properties of logarithm. So this will be ln u squared times 1 plus z squared plus 8 arctangent Z equals to C. Okay? Pwede ko pa ba siyang i-simplify? Okay na ba yan? Tanggalin ko yung arctan. Transpose ko sa kabila. Transpose ko yung C sa kabila. So this will be ln C U squared 1 plus Z squared equal to negative 8 arctangent Z. Yes? And then, what? I can remove this one. I can remove the arctan by multiplying the entire thing by tangent lang. Tangent lang. So this will be tangent of ln cu squared 1 plus z squared equal to negative 8z. Pwede na yan. Masyado na malayo. Okay? Oh, with this, is this your final answer? Not yet. May z ka pa, may u ka pa, tsaka may v ka pa. So remember that z is also what? Z is also, z is equal to b over u. Okay? So if z is b over u, we substitute z equal to b over u. So that would be tangent of ln cu squared times 1 plus b squared over u squared. Nasusunod. Minus negative equal to negative 8b over u. Ano susunod? Yung b at saka u, which was, ano ba yun? Which was this one. From here, we know that u can become x minus 1 and v is y plus 2. Nasusunod. Yes? From there, we substitute. Substitute back your u equal to x minus 1 and b equal to y plus 2. So that will be tangent of ln c. Distribute ko na yung u squared, ha? So this will be u squared plus v squared equal to negative 8b over u. So that is tangent ln c of x minus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared equal to negative 8 times y plus 2 over x minus 1. Tama ba? Then we cross multiply to finalize. X minus 1 tangent ln c of x minus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared equal to negative 8 times y plus 2. This would be your final answer. Sundan. Ulit-ulit lang yung solution natin. Dadagdagan lang natin ng concept ng two variables or linear and two variables. Tapos balik tayo sa general types of first order solutions. Homogeneous, linear, separable, exact. Diba? Nag-homogeneous tayo. Nag-separable tayo. Nadagdagan lang ng solution in two variables. So parang double substitution lang siya. Nasusundan. Question. Question? Uy, agsa ko kayo, adi. Okay. After your quiz and Friday, this Friday, again, by table, ulit, 3 person per table. Sabihan nyo na yung katabi nyo ngayon. Huwag kang absent. Sasakalin talaga kita. Kung umabsent ka, patay ka. 3 person per table. And again, isang set of paper lang. No? Bring at least 4 sheets of band paper. You'll be answering 6 problems. 6 or 7 problems. Okay? Of course, specify ko na doon sa problem kung anong method yung gagamitin. Or anong case pagdating naman sa substitution. Or sa non-exact. How about this one? How about this one? Y minus 2 dx minus x minus y minus 1 dy. How about this one? How about this one? We'll solve ulit the two linear equations, x minus y minus 1 and y minus 2. So when you have y minus 2, equate that again to 0, then x minus y minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore, y is simply equal to positive 2. Substitute x minus 2 minus 1 equal to 0, or x equal to positive 3. So y is 2, x is positive 3, therefore, they have a common point of intersection or perpendicular, which is at 3 and 2. Then we perform your substitution. So we let, again, u be equal, x be equal to u plus h, which is u plus 3, then y is equal to b plus a, or b plus 3. And again, this would just be dx equal to du, and dy equal to dv, v plus 2. Okay? We substitute again. Substitute to the original dE. Substitute. By substituting, that would be v plus 2 minus 2 times du plus minus x minus y. That would be u plus 3 minus v minus 2. Distribute ko na yung negative sign. Then, minus 1 dv equal to 0. Tama ba? Tama ba yung distribution natin? Check nyo. Check nyo. Ay, naglalaro ng cellphone na yung iba dyan. Kahit di ko po nakikita halata sa mga mata ninyo. Ay, naku. Kaya kung magsalita, may camera. Pang Philippines natin. What's next? We simplify. Positive, negative. Negative 3 plus 2 plus 1. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Pag distribute natin. Diba? So this will be v du plus, that will be v minus u dv equals to 0. Tama ba? Then by separable, I can rearrange this by dividing the entire thing by v dv. Yes, that would then be a du over dv plus, that would be cancel, cancel, 1 minus u over v equals 0. This will be du over dv minus u over v equals to positive negative 1. Tama ba? Negative, positive, v. Yes. Distribute, negative, positive, minus y. Positive v. Positive 2. Okay, exacto. With that, ano na to? Anong klaseng standard form na to? Linear equation or linear DE. So this will be your, what will be your P of V? Negative 1 over V. What would be your Q of V? That would be negative 1. So with this, we solve for linear solution rather than homogeneous solution. Nasusundan. Linear solution, integrating factor, e raised to the integral of P of V dV. Oh. That would be e raised to the integral of negative dV over V, or this would be e raised to negative ln V or 1 over V. Nasusundan. Then, formula, u times mu equal to the integral of qb times mu dv plus t. So u over v equal to the integral of negative 1 times 1 over v dv plus t. Tama ba? Yes. What's next? So ub, what's the integral of negative dv over v? Negative ln v plus t. Nasusundan. Tama ba? Then we rearrange. Ano susunod dyan? Ano susunod dyan? Ano susunod dyan? This can also be ln c, di ba? Similar lang yan. So that would be u over v equal to ln c over v. Tama ba? Yes. Okay, tanggalin natin yung ln e, e. So e raised to ub equal to c over v. Kung gusto mong gawing exponential, okay lang din na u over v equal to ln. Huh? So with that, you substitute back your y and x from u plus 3 and v plus 2. Therefore, this would be u equal to x minus 3 and v equal to y minus 2. Substitute, that would be e raised to x minus 3 over y minus 2 equal to c over y minus 2. Simplify further, that would be y minus 2 e raised to x minus 3 of y minus 2 equals c. So this would be your final answer. Values of x and y. Then determine if you need to apply homogeneous solution, then separable, then resubstitute. So 2x minus y equal to 0, or x plus y minus 6 equal to 0. We simplify. So this would be y equal to 2x. Then you substitute. So that would be 4x plus 2y minus 6 equal to 0. So 2x, 6x equals to positive 6 divided by 6. X is equal to 1. Then, therefore, y is equal to 2 times 1, or y is equal to 2. Therefore, the point of intersection between these two linear equations would be 1 and 2. Then we perform let of x equal to u plus 1 and y equal to b plus 2. Then differentiate dx equal to du and dy equal to dv. Susundan. Kaya pa. Then substitute. You substitute to the original dE. Substitute. So 2 times x, that would be 2 times u plus 1 minus v minus 2. Tama ba? Dinistribute ko yung negative sign, ha? dx plus 4 times u plus 1 plus v plus 2 minus 6 dy equals to 0. Combining like terms and canceling constant. So positive 2 minus 2. So that would be u minus b. Du, then dv. U minus b, du. Ah, meron pa pala isa. Tama. 2 times 1, positive 2 minus 2, cancel. Then u minus b, du. 2u. Then, next one, 4 plus 2 minus 6. So that would be 4u plus b dv equals to 0. Homogeneous on first degree. So again, homogeneous at first degree. So ano susunod? Perform homogeneous solution. Solve homogeneous d. So solve homogeneous d by what? We let na naman. Let v be equal to 0. So dv equal to z du plus u dz. Then you substitute this one to this new d. Okay, substitute 2u minus zu du plus 4u plus zu times z du plus u dz equals to 0. We can see common factor, so we divide the entire thing by u. So this will be 2 minus z du plus 4 plus z of z du plus u dz. Tama ba? We distribute and combine like terms. This will be 2 minus z du plus 4z du plus 4u dz plus z squared du plus zu dz equals to 0. Now combining similar base coefficient. So du, and du. So that would be 2 minus z plus 4z plus z squared du plus 4u plus zu dz. So this is now 2 plus 3z plus z squared du plus u times 4 plus z dz. Then, we divide the entire thing by u times 2 plus 3z plus z squared. Then we can cancel this, and this. Leaving us with du over u plus 4 plus z over z squared plus 3z plus 2 dz equals to 0. Kaya na natin to. Integral. Can we integrate this? Gawin ko na lang muna du over u plus integral of 4 plus z. The denominator can be factored out as z plus 1 and z plus 2 dz equal to 0. Anong gagawin dito? Partial fraction. Yes, gawin nyo yung integration yan. Du over u plus the integral of a over z plus 1 plus b of z plus 2 dz. Okay? So next meeting, give me the value of a, the value of b, or you could just continue from here. Quiz pala next meeting. So hindi naman to kasama dun sa quiz, so no worries. Sa second quiz na. Ha? Itong topic na to. Okay? So for your quiz, kindly review linear, non-exact, with inspection, non-exact by formula, then suggested substitution. Ganda lang, no? Suggested substitution. Okay? Continue this problem. No?